This is News with the Disney Dude. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more content, and please hit that thumbs up if you like the video. But now here is the news for Monday, June 7th of 2025. Disneyland and Walt Disney World to premiere new It's a Small World lyric at the end of the ride. This is for Disneyland's 70th anniversary. I am really happy that it is coming to, they decided to put it in the Magic Kingdom. I don't know if they're going to be putting this new lyric in any of the other places, at any of the other resorts. I really don't know. But I am really, really glad that they're deciding to put this new lyric in at not only Disneyland but Walt Disney World as well, because Walt Disney World really needs love. The new lyric is as follows. And don't worry, I won't sing it to you because I won't get the tune stuck in your head, okay? But the lyric goes, Mother Earth unites us in heart and mind, and the love we give makes us humankind through our vast, wondrous land. When we stand hand in hand, it's a small world after all. This lyric was written by the late Robert Sherman, the late Richard Sherman. This lyric was written before he passed away. So of course, as you know, the Sherman Brothers wrote the song "It's a Small World After All." So here is Richard Sherman's son, Greg Sherman, said the new verse is intended to celebrate that there's more that unites us than divides us, and reinforces the message of the song. Like I said, Richard wrote the new verse before he passed away. It will debut at Disneyland and Walt Disney World on July 17th of this year, which is Disneyland's 70th anniversary. So I think this is great. I really think that this is great. Disneyland, obviously, it deserves it. Disneyland is, Walt's park. And so it makes sense that that's where it would go. But I'm really, really happy and really glad that it's heading over here to Walt Disney World, because our version of It's a Small World really needs a lot of love. It needs a lot of love, and I'm glad that it's getting this new lyric. But what I would really hope for it to happen is that it would. It really needs to be refurbished. This ride really needs to be refurbished. It's not looking all that great. It's not as bright and colorful as it once was. So I really hope that, again, I'm really hoping that one day someone in Walt Disney World management will want to refurbish It's a Small World at Walt Disney World, because we really need it here. We really need it. Okay, it's not looking its best. It's so dark and dreary in there, and it's like, we need to have an update. We really need we need the lighting fixed. We need animatronics fixed, because a lot of those animatronics don't work. It doesn't look great. It doesn't look great. And I'm really hoping that someday they'll refurbish It's a Small World, because it really needs it. Really, really needs it. Like, bad. So, but I am very happy that we're going to be getting this new verse of It's a Small World, because there's a whole generation of kids now that don't know who the Sherman Brothers are. They don't know the Sherman Brothers. They don't know Walt Disney. They don't know, Walt Disney's 9 Old Men. They just don't, they don't know. They have no idea. So, I really think that, especially here at Walt Disney World, because in Disneyland, it's Walt Disney's park. That is Walt's park, okay? And, you don't have a lot of tourists there in California. You have some, you're going to have, tourists anywhere you go, but, the majority of the clientele at Disneyland are locals and annual pass holders, okay? Here at Walt Disney World, that's not the case. That's not the case. There is so much tourism that comes here, and, it's, and unfortunately there's a lot of people nowadays that, they don't know who Walt Disney is. They don't know, they come to Walt Disney World and they don't get it. They don't get it. They don't know who Walt Disney is. And, it's really nice, that's why we need, films like One Man's Dream, and it's, and rides like It's a Small World, Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion. We need to have rides that are based, that Walt worked on, okay? So we need to have, Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress too, and I'm really hoping that would be updated too. Disney, that would be nice. It would be really nice if you updated the Carousel of Progress, but it's, It's a Small World. It's a start. It is a start. So I am very, very, I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent. I lost my way halfway through this, but I am glad that It's a Small World is getting love, and I can't wait. I really can't wait to hear this new song at the end of the ride. I cannot wait to hear this new lyric at the end of the ride. So, but let me know how you guys feel, but I'm excited. I'm excited. Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island and the Liberty Square Riverboat are now permanently closed here at the Magic Kingdom. They are removed now from the digital map. So, yesterday was the last day for the Rivers of America, Tom Sawyer Island, and the Riverboat. So that's now closed. So now that they can make headway and start putting up. It probably won't be for quite a while, because they have to get everything off the island, and they have to get rid of the riverboat, and they have to get rid of Tom Sawyer Island, and they have to remove so much stuff that I don't really expect them to put up construction walls for quite a while, okay? So but I really can't wait for this Cars themed area. I think that's gonna be great. I don't care what other people say that, they're killing, the Magic Kingdom and blah, 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 the riverboat, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I do not care. Okay? I am sorry that you feel that way, but I don't care. I do not care. Alright? This Cars themed area is gonna be a welcome addition to the Magic Kingdom. A very welcome addition to the Magic Kingdom. So, I cannot wait. I really cannot wait. And I really cannot wait for this Disney Villains themed area as well. So, but I really wouldn't expect to see any construction walls for a while. This project is going to take a long time. it's going to take a long time to do. So don't expect, in like, 2 years for them to be done, because it's going to take a lot longer than that. It's going to take a lot longer than that, okay? So, but I cannot wait. I cannot wait for this Cars themed area. Even if I'm 50 years old by the time it's done, which I hope not, but I really can't wait. Walt Disney. So now this is connected to that. The Walt Disney World Railroad will now run in shuttle mode for the foreseeable future. The train will only stop in Main Street, USA, and the Fantasyland stations. The train will run backwards from the Frontierland station to Main Street, USA. So it will. It'll go. It'll still go to all the areas, but it will not. But the train station in Frontierland is only going to go backwards. It will not go forwards because of the construction of the Cars themed area and villains and such. So for quite a long time, the train is going to be run in shuttle mode, which I would rather have that than not have the train run at all, which we went through a long time with Tron. It was closed a long time for Tron. So I'd rather have the train running than not run at all, even if it's going to run backwards. But they are turning some of the benches around. So if guests don't want to face backwards, if guests don't, if they don't want to face the other way, they can face this way instead of facing that way. So when the train goes backwards, they're not facing backwards. So they can ride this way, if that makes sense to you. So, but just keep that in mind, that from now on, for quite, I would say possibly, a couple years, the train will be running in shuttle mode between Frontierland and Main Street. All right, so just keep that in mind. If you're not used to that, just be forewarned. So you might want to face the other direction, so you're facing this way instead of this way. So that way you're not like, oh my God, we're going backwards. Why are we going backwards? Okay. So, but I'm gonna try to film the train ride going in shuttle mode. We're just gonna have to wait and see what Florida's weather is like. We've been getting a lot of rain lately and storms, which has been shutting down, the train. So I'm just gonna have to wait and see. All right. Now I want to talk a little bit more about this Cars themed area. So people have been talking about how this Cars themed area is going to kill Frontierland. It's not going to be Frontierland anymore, and they're killing the theme of Frontierland. Look, they've already explained that Cars is going to fit into Frontierland. Look, in the beginning, I was very skeptical. I was very like, okay, that Cars in Frontierland, no, I don't see that. And then when they announced that that's going to be part of the story, and the Cars are part of the American frontier, and stuff and such like that, after they explained it to me, I was like, okay, yeah, I can get on board with this. This is fine. So people are I have been reading nothing but nasty comments about from people that that Disney is they're getting rid of the great attractions that Walt built and blah blah blah, and again, I explained this earlier. The riverboat here means nothing. Tom Sawyer Island means nothing to the vacationers here. It's a totally different crowd than the folks that visit Disneyland. Okay? People came in, and they looked at the riverboat, and they looked at Tom Sawyer Island, and they had no idea. They had no idea what that was. Not a clue. Not a clue. Alright? So, I think that, them getting rid of the riverboat and the rivers of America and such, I think is a great idea. I think is a good idea. We need to have more capacity at the Magic Kingdom. We really, really do. And look, if those Cars attractions are garbage, you're going to hear it from us. Okay? You will hear it from us. Okay? But from what they showed us and the concept art and such, I can't argue with that. I really cannot argue with that. It looks great. It looks like they're going to take, time and care, and they've obviously been planning this. They've obviously been planning this for quite a long time. So I'm excited. But, will I miss the rivers of America? Kind of. Not really. Not really. It was nice to do. I never really went to Tom Sawyer Island, but I did ride the riverboat a handful of times, but it's not something that you want to do. It's not something you wanted to do in the summertime, because that boat was an open air boat with no AC. So you were constantly, unless you got in a shaded little shaded spot, you were in the Florida heat for 17 minutes. Okay, which is I would not recommend that to anybody. All right. So, but I'm really excited. I'm excited for this Cars themed area. So we're just gonna have to wait and see what they do. But I have faith. I have faith. Okay? I know a lot of people are like, Bob Iger is, he's terrible and blah, blah, blah. I have to tell you that I really hate to be this guy. But he is a hell of a lot better than Bob Chapek ever was. Bob Chapek did not care. He did not care what happened to the theme parks. Didn't care. That was not his. He did not love the parks. He was not a theme park guy. All right. So, Michael Eisner and Bob Iger, they are theme park people. They love the theme parks. So I have more faith in them than I ever did with Bob Chapek. All right. Remember, Bob Chapek took away the Great Movie Ride. All right. He took that away. That went away. Okay. He got rid of Muppet Vision 3D. That was not Bob Iger. I really hate to tell you that, but that was not Bob Iger. Okay? Bob Iger didn't do any favors by letting that happen, but that was not Bob Iger. Bob Iger did not get rid of Muppet Vision 3D. That was Bob Chapek. Bob Chapek ripped Muppet Vision out. Okay? He got rid of that. He was going to get rid of so many other things. And thank God that he did not do. He did not do that. He did not get rid of, a whole bunch of other stuff. I could go through, a list of things that he would have gotten rid of. Okay? But that's another time and place. Okay? So that's not that is not Iger's fault. That is not Iger's fault. Again, he didn't do any favors by letting, Muppet Vision close. But that was not Iger's fault. That is not Iger's fault. I'm sorry. But if you are wrong if you say it was Bob Iger. You are absolutely 100% wrong. All right? So, but I really trust that they're going to do a great job with this Cars-themed area and the Villains Land. And I'm really excited about the Monsters, Inc. door coaster. Okay? Not excited about the rest of the land because we know what that's replacing. But I'm excited for the door coaster. Okay? Because I'm going to say it again. I am not I am not mad that they're putting the door coaster in the Monsters Inc. land. I'm not mad about that, because that did not replace Muppet Vision 3D. What's replacing Muppet Vision 3D is we don't even know. We have no idea what's replacing Muppet Vision. Is it a Monsters Inc. stage show? Is it a meet and greet area? Is it a shop? We have no idea. We have no idea. Disney refuses to tell us that. Okay? That's what I'm upset about. Okay? But the Monsters Inc. door coaster, I am really excited about that. And I'm excited with the Cars themed area as well. So, I don't know. But let me know how you feel on that subject. But, I'm excited for this Cars themed area. I'm really, really excited. So, if you like this video, though, again, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel for more content. I'm trying to get back on schedule with my new show with more Disney. I haven't done it for a while. I've been just really crazy busy. My stepfather had to have shoulder surgery, so my mom and I have been kind of taking care of him. He's getting better. He is getting better, but that's why that's why I've been blogging in here and not the other room, because he has to stay in that room and everything. So my schedule's all wonky. So I do apologize, but maybe one of these days I can get back on track. But I thank you guys very much for watching this video. You guys have a great rest of your evening, and remember that tomorrow is just a dream away.